started.
Yeah.
You know, in retrospect, I should have had Ari host this show.
This is
This is
Ari
what
more
people gotta
scared.
watch, not just listen.
Live from Kaiser Hall at Central Connecticut State University in New Britain, Connecticut. It's a very special March Sadness stained version of Business Pants Friday. Joined as always by Ari the Data Queen. I should be full stop. I mean, that's the only participation that
Is
matters.
that the only thing that matters anymore?
Lurky, Emma
Hello.
Lurking, and Mad Eyes Mascardi. I'm Harrison J. Kaiser.
I don't know who that is.
This week, they named the hall Kaiser Hall after me at Central Connecticut State University. That's the host college of our Mad Sadness tournament this year. So yeah, we're broadcasting live from there.
Speaking of that, music's got to disappear now. Oh my God!
Give it-
just keeps
On
going.
today's
Give it
show,
11 seconds.
so long.
we're gonna go over our March Sadness brackets. All the picks are in. We're gonna spend a little time with that. We have the four of us. We also have how many other players do we have? About 6 or 7 players. So,
No, there's more than that.
People are
There's a lot.
invested in us.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna look at all the brackets, look at the picks. The games are happening as we speak, just like in real life. There's a lot of games going on today. I think we're in first round, right?
It's
Last
busy.
night-
Yeah, it's first round. Yeah.
In the fake tournament last night, I think there were a few upsets. So I think Kentucky went down. So let's hope we have some upsets here. I think Tesla is trailing right now
Ooh, it really?
in
I
its
gotta,
matchup.
I gotta
against
turn on the
Citigroup.
scoreboard.
But again, we'll announce those. Why don't we do this? We'll continue to follow the matchups, and we'll tell you who won on Monday. How about that? How about that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do the winners on Monday, but I'm gonna try to follow some of these live as as they move around.
Okay. And so today we'll go over all the brackets, and then we'll do our regular stories of the week, asshole of the week, goodliest of the week, problematicaliest of the week, all that crap. Okay, let's do it. Come on, let's do some bracket talk.
Let's do it. Let's
Come
do
on,
it. Let's
get
do it. Yeah, there it is. Every time, gets me every time.
I will start off the discussion quickly. I'm gonna hand it over to Matt because Matt has compiled some lovely statistics here.
I have.
I only have really 2 things to say. First of all, there's some group think going on here at Free Float Media. I don't know if that's good or bad, but
It's not
but
good.
Ari, Emma, and Damien have all picked Disney
What?
to take the entire tournament.
All three of
Oh.
them.
Ah,
Yeah.
Emma.
And I will say this: we also think that Tesla is going to be in the Final Four. But when Matt's going to step in here and tell us about what everyone else picked, because this is an aberration. Because there's no trend other than the fact that us 3 idiots all picked Disney. Matt is going with the one that's kind of shocks me. Matt's going with Apple. That
Yes.
really surprises me.
Apple.
Yeah.
I think if you, I'm
Sad.
watching the games now as we speak, and Apple's dropping all sorts of. Tim Cook's out there talking about the Don't Say Gay bill. There's the Ukraine stuff going on.
Yeah.
There's lots of washy stuff happening.
Lots of watching stuff.
And nobody's buying Apple products right now because they're worried about getting bombed. I think Apple is a quiet favorite.
I will say this, Matt. Apple is trailing at the half to Salesforce, but Tim Cook was in a little bit of foul trouble, so it might change second half. Don't go by these halftime scores. Don't go by these halftime scores.
I just gotta. All right. Here are the stats for all. So we had a bunch of listeners.
Yeah, and let's shout out here.
Give us
Let's shout out.
stats.
We got Matt 2. This is not the real Matt Mascardi. There's only one Matt in my life. That's Matt Mascardi. There's another Matt somehow.
Yeah, someone else.
So we're
No
gonna
one
call
cares
Matt 2.
about that, Matt.
And then we got a bunch of chuckleheads: O'Shea, Alicia, Kyle, Greg, Becca, Adam. That's who we're talking about today.
I had
Thank you for
a text or
participating.
two being like, "Do you really think that Apple's gonna beat Meta in a final?" And I was like, "I don't even have Meta in the final. My final is Apple versus
Wow.
Activision."
Good comeback.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're a fool. All right, here are the stats, though. Here are the quick
do it.
stats.
Do it.
The biggest consensus pick for the first round for the Sweet 16 to win the first round was Nike. Nike was 91% of people who submitted brackets, and this is out of everyone, chose Nike to win that first round game. Nike is up against Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway,
Oh, that's
no
why,
one,
that's why.
no one likes
Yeah.
Berkshire
I think it's more of
Hathaway
a
at
pick
all.
I think it's against Berkshire more than for Nike.
No, but that's not totally true because there
Okay.
was one person who picked Berkshire Hathaway to go on to the next round. Just one.
Yeah,
And
what
then
idiot
get
is that?
demolished against Walmart in.
Do we know
in
who
the
that
Sweet
person
16.
is? Let's call them out.
Yeah, Alicia.
Oh.
You need
Oh,
to choose-
Alicia, what are you doing?
Leash.
Alicia might
you
take
need
this
to
all.
choose better.
She's got, like I said, Alicia. I actually like her pick for the whole tournament. It's Tesla. I like. I don't know. I'm feeling that. Alicia. I
You
like
know,
it.
Alicia started investing in February of 2020. Probably
it
the
shows.
worst time to get
Oh,
in.
man, she's a meme stalker. She's a memer. For the final for the
Why is that funny? I don't even
championship.
know.
The champion consensus pick was you three idiots choosing Disney.
Yeah, we screwed it up.
27% of people chose Disney.
What about without
and
us, though? Yeah.
Snapchat was the normal people
norms,
choice pick. Snapchat. Now I'm a little afraid people don't understand the game because Snapchat is
They
not
definitely
even going to be
don't
close to
understand the
winning.
game. I don't even really understand the game. That's what I love about this game is that I'm always conflicted when I'm picking my teams. Like, do I go with the most powerful company? Do I go with the worst company? It's such a land of confusion that it kind of excites me in the end. It's so confusing.
It's hard to pick a
Thank
a
you.
company
It's hard
if
to
you don't
pick.
like them.
Well,
for me.
That's part of the problem. It's a
I
backwards
love all these
pick.
companies.
You're picking companies that you think are going to suck. It is March
Just like
sadness.
seeding them.
It's not
Yep.
March gladness.
Yes, it's a
Get
tough
outta
game.
here.
It's a tough game.
And then I would say that the maybe the most disparate pick might have been Uber, where you have 9% of people chose it as a winner, but only 36% of people had it even winning the Elite Eight. So it was very quickly fades out. Yet someone thought it was a winner. Overall, I think what the stats suggest to me, given the spread, there were what is this? Seven companies that were chosen as potential winners.
Yes.
I mean,
So nobody
that's an
knows what's
absurd
going
amount.
on.
No one knows what's going on. That's
Right.
the point of this game. There's no way to judge what's going on. That's what makes the whole thing ludicrous. So
There's
I
no
thought it was good.
Gonzaga here.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Well,
And again,
everyone's
if it wasn't
Kentucky.
if it wasn't for the three of us, you would have seen an even more ridiculous
Would've been worse.
spread, right? Because
Yeah.
we're all. 'Cause I remember last week we were kind of talking up Disney as a potential winner. We all fell for it. So
well, that's the thing. You guys went for recency bias, right? Like
Yeah.
you got deep in on the Disney
Yeah,
thing
we
because
did.
the last 2-3 weeks I've been covering Disney constantly, and they're flip flopping and we
know-
love gays, we hate gays, like that thing,
you know what interests
and
me,
you
Matt?
fell for it.
It's I did a little quick point system where I for all the picks I awarded like 1 point for the first round, 2 points for the second round, blah 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 blah. Right? You know what interests me is that so the winner would be Disney with 60 total points, but the loser by far is Berkshire Hathaway with 1 point, which means that
Yeah.
which I just find interesting in general because I'm guessing that the pickers here skew younger than 95 years old. So
Charlie Munger did not submit his bracket this year. I was a little
yeah,
pissed at him.
so nobody cares about Berkshire Hathaway, understandably. And the second one that
Except
that
for
nobody cares
Alicia.
about is the one that we always call the adult in the room, and that's Microsoft. So maybe there is this idea that Microsoft doesn't suck anymore. Like, remember how everyone used to hate Microsoft? But I think it's like firmly ensconced again because everyone around Microsoft sucks so much that now Microsoft doesn't suck.
They
right?
just got sued by the EU for antitrust for their cloud pricing.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
it's like no one cares about that. Like that doesn't seem that interesting to me.
Yeah, when you compare
Starbucks
them to,
also
like,
near the
yeah.
bottom though.
Yeah.
Starbucks,
Who?
like don't young people like Starbucks? Starbucks is also near the bottom. No one thought they were going to
Nobody
win.
liked Starbucks. Interesting.
No, I mean Starbucks was up
Nobody
against
picked them to come
Netflix,
out. Nobody picked them to come out of the second round. That's right. Yeah.
which is psycho to me because it's like they're playing Netflix, and Starbucks has way more brand forward value than Netflix does. Unless Netflix goes, and to Emma's point, and when we were doing the seating, and drops another Dave Chappelle like special that everyone gets up in arms about between now and the end of the
Well,
tourney, Starbucks should win.
Well, you know what? It's you'll see with my stories of the week. Actually, Starbucks is kind of the company du jour because their CEO just stepped down. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting month for Starbucks.
I think I'm the only one who picked Starbucks. The problem was I had them up against Disney, and there's no way Starbucks is going to
Yeah.
take Disney out. That's the problem. But they're going to take out Netflix for sure.
And don't forget, Netflix just announced that they're cracking down on password sharing. So who knows? The
Oh.
sentiment there might be negative too.
Ooh.
Not a lot of people picked Netflix. Is not a popular choice as well, right? Only 3
Yeah,
people.
GM not a popular choice. Ford not terribly popular, although Ford made it out of a
chips.
round or two.
Again, the blue chips weren't very popular.
Yeah, everybody
Netflix-
gravitated towards Snapchat, which who gives a shit about Snapchat? Seriously.
My daughter and her friends.
Teenagers, that's the problem.
Yeah, we had a bunch of 16-year-olds play this game, but that's what we got for stats
All right.
this week. So we're gonna watch the games throughout
Come
the
on.
show.
I can't listen to this without any music.
We're gonna give some periodic updates throughout the show, and like the music's coming. It's coming. It's, like our
Wait, say that
our
again.
producer's on a 40-second delay. So
It's so much better. Yeah. I don't know why we had to stop the music while we were talking about the kids.
because
Because I
it
got told to
does
shut it off.
it's mentally grating. Yeah, it's really
it
it's
is.
something.
No.
Something.
Oh, come on. Damn it.
All right,
all right. So
let's
we'll
do the rest.
We'll keep the games updated. Thank you for playing, everybody. And again, the winner gets what? What does the winner get, Ari? I'm trying to remember. They get sweatpants?
The
What do they
winner,
get?
no, the winner will get
Yeah,
swag.
merch.
Yeah, they'll
Merch,
get a
okay.
piece of
Their choice.
free float merch. And if they have a suggestion for the merch, the suggestion merch we got was a pair of sweatpants that said business pants down
God,
the
I
side.
want that. Yeah.
And that if you
want
have
that anyway.
suggestions for the merch, we will take them, we will make them, and you will get them. That's what the
love
winner
it.
gets.
All right.
And listen, people,
Yeah.
So,
if you're
yeah.
listening
I really
to the
wanna
show, you still have an opportunity to give us a bracket. The scores are not done yet. We will announce them
they're
on
not done
Monday.
yet. Please.
Send us your brackets now if you want a chance at this. So just get
Yeah.
it done.
Come on. All right. Let's move forward.
All right.
I'm excited though.
I'm waiting for
And
you.
Matt, feel free to pop in anytime if there are any score changes in the games playing right now.
Yeah,
us some updates.
I've got some up right now. I'm watching closely the Berkshire game right now.
What's happening there? I heard it's a blowout. What's happening?
No, Berkshire. It's
back?
closer than you think. It's closer than you. Well, see, here's the problem. Are we doing
Yeah.
B shares or A shares for Berkshire?
Yeah, I know. It's a problem.
It's a problem.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, once again.
Berkshire hoisting up some PR threes from deep.
Deep PR3s. PR3s like we don't care about diversity and
Yeah.
carbon is someone else's problem.
Actually, yeah, let's cover that. I do want to cover that next week. Berkshire
You
had,
hear
a,
the
had a
bell.
great anti-woke. What? Okay, fine. Let's move on. Story of the week. Come on, let's do this. Come on.
Good
Do we have other
God.
music for this? I need music.
No, there's no music for this. There's no
Okay,
music
let's
for
do
this.
this.
Just go.
Quickly. I got 3 stories. The number one story, and you three get to vote on this. I wish that the people who did the brackets could also vote on this, but maybe that'll come in the later shows. First story, big one for me. A Starbucks CEO retires. Howard Holocaust Blanket Schultz, interim CEO. It's a pretty big in this business pants world. It's about as big as it gets. And I want to remind our loyal listeners that whenever there's a company that we hammer at consistently, you should figure in that something big is going to happen because that's what no, I'm serious. like Activision Blizzard as an example. Like when we're focusing in, it's because we're hearing buzz, and we're translating that buzz for you. So really, you should focus in on what we're doing here because these are the companies where things are going to percolate and change. No
This
pun
is Damien's
intended.
way of saying whatever he comes out of his mouth. He's like he's
important.
the oracle of.
Yeah.
It's not Omaha. What are you the oracle of? A shed.
I'm the mystic of Upper Peninsula of Michigan. All right, number 2 story of the week.
You're the
One of my
sage of the
favorites.
shed.
I don't know why, but this is one of my favorites of the year so far. AMC, speaking of meme stocks, AMC diversifies from movie theaters into gold and silver mining. I don't
That
know
was
why
a
I like
story.
that so much.
Because
Yeah.
it's pointless. It's pointlessly.
It's just
bizarre.
weird. It's just weird. Yeah, and
Well, I'm dying to
and
know
as
what
I
they're
pointed out
doing.
yesterday, well, they're investing in gold and silver mining. That's not even an operation right now. So I don't know. It sounds like a money laundering scheme, Matt. What do you think? This is?
Yeah, exactly.
I actually think they're going to put a movie theater in the mine. I think
In the
that's
mine.
point. Yeah, I
Oh,
think
maybe
I
like a
think
nice
it's-
a slide to get down into the theater. That might be fun.
I imagine actually you could be watching like Shrek 7 while picking at a wall that may or may not have gold in it, right? And if you get some gold while you're watching Shrek 7,
Matt?
you're the big winner.
That might be the only way to get me to watch any Shrek movie. Would be to like if there was like a possibility of getting gold.
How
Gold,
dare you.
see? I just got you to the movie theater for a movie. you
Sorry,
didn't
Emma.
wanna see.
I hate all that shit. All of it. I don't
The
understand.
original
love.
Shrek was great.
No, I don't understand the love of any of those Disney movies. They're
As a
all
Shrek-
crap. All
Not
of them.
Disney's Dream. It's
No Shrek
DreamWorks.
slander on the show.
No, I don't want to hear about Little Mermaid. I don't want to hear about Toy Story. It's all like nonsense.
That's
to me. All right, moving on.
Pixar and Disney. Or it's Shrek is DreamWorks. Come on.
Whatever. I don't
It's
care.
all the
crap.
same.
It's all
Yeah, come
horrible.
on.
If it's not Japanese, if it's not My Neighbor Totoro or Kiki's Delivery Service or something like that, I don't know.
God,
All right.
Studio Ghibli stopped producing movies in like 2001. That's where you are at.
You can rewatch them. My third story of the week: Wells Fargo rejected nearly half of their black homeowners refinancing applications. This is more important than people will let it be. Is that the right thing to say?
No, but sure.
So Wells Fargo accepted 47% of black from black applicants trying to refinance, and they accepted 72% of white. It's a 25% spread. And as an example, from their peers, none of their other peers were even close to that spread. As an example, Rocket Mortgage accepted 79% black, 86% white. So Wells Fargo is decidedly and deliciously racist as hell. And I don't know why these things don't stick. I don't know why these don't. We're only 2 years out of the social justice movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. I don't know why stories like this don't stick. I don't know why. But to me, it's a big story.
This
I
is
know
crazy.
this is new news, Matt, but
That's why they don't stick. I mean,
why? Why? Why don't they stick?
When the news comes out and people shrug their shoulders because it's so
Oof.
commonly known and accepted that like banks discriminate against people of color, like that, it doesn't stick around. Like the outcry, it like look,
Well,
if you are a person of color who was discriminated against, this is just another thing in your day-long discrimination of your lifelong discrimination. And you're kind of like, of course this is true. So the outrage isn't quite there until someone gets killed, right? Like, and
Okay.
if you're not a person of color, you're just kind of like, well, this doesn't affect me. What do I care? And that's
But
part
the
of the
amount
problem.
of
isn't it?
outrage over Dave Chappelle, who's just an idiot already, saying idiotic things, and people trying to walk out of Netflix or boycott or whatever, and they don't focus any of this energy towards Wells Fargo. I don't.
None of the stories capture the scale of the thing, right? Like you don't know, like it's hard to kind of like make tangible. Rejected nearly half of their black homeowners refinancing applications, right? That was that a lot? Was it a little? I mean, any is bad.
telling you it's bad. I'm telling you.
We know it's bad, but I
I'm
think
telling
like
you.
to a normal person, it's like it feels intangible. It feels like rejected
I
their
don't get it.
application.
I
I
don't
don't
understand.
get.
Those are my
it's-
three
yeah.
stories. Who wants to go first? Starbucks, AMC, Wells Fargo. Ari
I'll go
doesn't listen.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got me with Wells Fargo. I don't know how before today I hadn't heard about this. Like this specific one.
Let me ask you this, Matt. Can we boycott Ted Sarandos over this Wells Fargo story? Do you think we can make a link there? Can we? Is it possible? Is it Ted Sarandos' fault?
I think Ted Sarandos probably banks at Wells Fargo.
Okay, there you go. Anyone else? Emma, you look like you're ready to like not be a part of any of this. So
I just think this one is super
Fargo.
I don't have enough information on the
AMs
oh wow.
until there's a CEO potential.
succeeded in Starbucks. It's Wells Fargo.
Oh, you're not interested at a CEO stepping down because of a labor movement? I mean, this is one of the first.
Yeah, that's
CEO,
the story.
I mean, the CEO is fired because he cannot control the labor force. They cannot control the uprising. That doesn't interest you? This is a first. Like,
is Howard
this is a first of its
Schultz.
kind. What? No, it's not normal. This is not normal. We haven't had a high-profile CEO step down because of a union uprising like this, and that I can think of. I mean. And I've been doing this boring ESG stuff for at least a decade.
The same guy. It's the same thing.
Well,
That-
yeah,
but that, I think,
that's
is
how
the
scared they
story.
are. I'm saying that's how scared they are.
That I think is the story. I think that's the story of the week. And I think it's the story of the week because what we're seeing is the lengths companies will be willing to go to kill unions. It behooves them to crush their employees at every turn. Crush them. If you are bringing in an avowed union, anti-union guy who believes himself to be basically coffee Jesus, and everyone should love him because he's there, and that is your response to the fact that all of your employees wish to collectively bargain with you. That's not like we hired a union busting law firm or we're doing a little bit of we're trying to coerce the employees not to vote, or we're quashing communications, or we fire the person. Tesla's firing a guy who wants to unionize. Google's quashing communications and bringing in an anti-union lawyer. They're actually bringing in a CEO to lead the company whose core qualification is not unions. That to me is definitely the story of the week.
Well,
I'm deep on
Is
that.
this a Holocaust blankets guy?
Yes. Holocaust blanket.
I'm gonna. I don't do this very often, but I'm gonna use my. I have a veto power that I can use once every 2 months.
Wow.
I'm vetoing this vote and I'm giving it to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
I will say this,
Yes.
Emma, is that it is possible. Okay, Howard Schultz is taking over as interim CEO. Matt is right. He's notably anti-union. He may very well stay along for beyond the interim CEO label, but who knows? They might go in a pro-union direction. Stranger things have happened, right? We don't know yet. I will say this though: my pick to be CEO at Starbucks, Melody Hobson, also has an anti-union background. So. All right, let's move on.
Oh,
Union Starbucks, just wake
Me up.
just a quick update on the scores right now.
Yeah.
Berkshire is pulling away.
Whoa.
So first of all, the stock
hear this from the
is
music.
underperforming Nike over the and that's at one of the scoring points. Nike actually is in the middle of trying to seal records from a massive discrimination lawsuit that they're finding, and their chief talent and diversity officer it hasn't made a statement yet, so we haven't gotten the greenwash yet, but we are getting the quash. We're getting the quash, not the wash. So
Emma,
it's not looking good for Nike right now. We might have an upset.
I give you permission, Emma, that every time Matt updates the scores, that you can hit play on the music. I'm just putting it out there because it's the one thing I look forward to in this sad life I live.
That's the
Thanks for the
breaking. That's the breaking update here.
Moving on. Ass holiest of the week, Matthew Mascardi. Come on.
Yeah, asshole of the week, ass holiest. Oh wow!
Ooh,
Look at that. That's the best sound effect that we've ever had, and I think that's a real one. I got 3 assholiest of the week for you to choose from this week in no particular order. First up, robots.
All
That's
of
right.
them?
All robots. I'm choosing robots. I'm just going to list some robots, 2 of which have been in the news this week. Robot goat in the news this week. Robot tortilla chip maker from Chipotle named Chippy in the news this week.
That's
Robot
great.
French, no, not great. Robot French fry flipper, robot plate carrier, robot thank you letter writer,
I need one.
robot that finds spills. The headlines this week were Chipotle is testing a robot that makes tortilla chips and its name is Chippy, and motorcycle maker Kawasaki created a rideable electric goat. Look, here's
is a
why I'm
motorcycle.
choosing this. The robot revolution was supposed to be awesome. It was supposed to be awesome. Every movie that has robots, they like make you dinner, give you massages, they clean your whole house, they drive a spaceship.
It's not
What
true.
Flips your French fries.
What did we get? We got thank you letters and tortilla chips. Are you kidding me? This is the
Dude.
robots?
Aren't there movies where the robots like literally rebel and shoot us all?
That's so much more interesting.
Terminator?
Yeah.
That goat
you-
is
That's
not
what you're
going to
looking for?
rebel.
That's so much more interesting than Marty, the robot in Stop and Shop that tells you where there's a spill on the floor. And it doesn't
Yeah,
tell you where. It stands over the spill and beeps.
It doesn't,
That's
yeah, it doesn't
all
clean
it does. It doesn't
Why can't
clean
they
it.
put a Roomba on the bottom of a Marty?
It's unbelievable. They couldn't figure that out. 29,000 robots were sold in the U.S. to U.S. companies in 2021, and none of them appear to be doing anything except replacing pimply-faced 16-year-olds. Where are the robots for me? Give me a robot revolution. I'm tired of robot stories that aren't interesting. Robots are my first asshole of the week option.
Matt, you know who's going to make your robot? And then you're not going to be happy? Meta. Meta's going to make it.
That'd be fine, because then at
they make
least it's
hardware, Meta?
spying on you and doing something that's
good
evil
prediction,
and
Ari.
heinous and
I like
cool.
this.
Yeah. All right. My second assholiest of the week option. Woke company Kabuki Theater. You like
I like
this?
the way you said theater there. That was interesting. Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Properly? What? You didn't like the theater?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I like this. Go ahead.
All right. Texas passes a law banning abortion. So in the news this week, some companies are paying for their employees to go to neighboring states to get access. Here's a woke idea, companies. Leave fucking Texas. What are you doing there? Can we stop with let's give you some, exit path to avoid the terribleness of the place that you live. Just don't go there anymore. Instead of doing some workaround, just tell Texas, this doesn't work for us. You guys kind of suck. We're going to go work over here. You can find something to do with the people that we'd hired. Florida passes a bill. Yeah, forget that. Florida, these are all low-tax states too. Florida passes a bill banning the mere discussion of gays until elementary school kids start to exhibit depression from the repression that they have from being gay. And Disney's response was to A, say nothing, and then B, pause their political donations. Let's just pause them.
You're
That's
going
a
to tell
woke
Disney
idea.
to leave Florida?
Leave fucking
Yeah,
Florida.
why not?
They have.
Take your roller coaster with you and leave Florida.
They have
Move it. Yeah.
Has that opened the door?
California already.
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom in the news, to Emma's point, already in the news saying, come back to Florida, build over here instead of over there. I'm sure you can get incentives somewhere else to build your stupid,
Put it on,
useless
you know what
theme
country?
parks.
You know what country needs some help? Haiti. Do it in Haiti. They need some,
Yes,
They
that's
need some. They need
There's-
an economy boost.
that's an
I'm
option.
serious.
No, please
That's
don't.
an option. Sure.
You're just anti-French.
You know how Damon has a
speaking.
veto?
I also have a
look.
veto. I'm vetoing
Giving Haiti.
Haiti. I can't saddle them
Disney
with that.
Haiti.
Jesus.
Who? Disney or Haiti? You racist.
Haiti.
If
Can't
look,
saddle Haiti.
if you're going to be a woke corporation and get Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz all up in your shit anyway, stop tiptoeing around the fact that these places suck and leave. Diplomacy's dead. The thing where you have a seat at the table to make change, it's dead. Just leave. That's so woke company Kabuki Theater is my second option.
So you're saying
All right.
don't say a thing, do a thing. That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Number 3.
I
The
hope you have
third-
an actual asshole for number 3.
I don't. These
Ooh,
are all.
Ari's
very.
not buying into these assholes. is
I
what
don't.
she's saying.
These are all assholes. I don't understand you. The third asshole of the week, unretirement.
Yes! I love it. You say something, stick to it.
Stop.
Tom Brady, Bob Iger, Howard Schultz. 1 week, we got 3 unretirements.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Even this headline from February, which we didn't catch in February because who would? But this headline from Market Watch: will unretirement solve the labor shortage? That's right. They weren't trying to solve the labor shortage by increasing wages.
I like it. Yeah.
They were trying to solve the labor shortage by finding octogenarians to work there. Like, come out of your home and work there. Starbucks is unionizing because the jobs suck. Dollar stores employees are walking out because it sucks. Amazon had to offer pay and stuff because their jobs suck. And these guys' lives are so good, they're willing to unretire to do some more of whatever they were doing before. Is there anything more privileged than some rich white dude unretiring to save a failing company or team or whatever?
Jerks.
That's my
I
asshole.
will say this, though. Here's where I'm uncomfortable, is that Bob Iger didn't unretire at Disney. He's
That's
getting
true.
a new job.
But he did unretire at Disney like 4 times prior.
Yeah,
so
he does.
I'm
You're right.
I'm counting.
He's
it.
the crown prince
That's
of
true.
unretiring. And what about this, Matt?
Poster child.
How about this? Instead of saying that they're retiring, why don't they just say they're pausing their careers? How about you be happy with that?
Pause their
Tom
retirement.
Brady paused for all of what? 1
Yeah.
month? 2?
Or like a CEO can say, like, I'm pausing my CEO-dom for a little while, and then I might be back.
I don't like any of it. I don't like.
Who wants
any of it.
to? Ari, you
I
know
love
what you're
this
voting
one.
for. You
Yep.
love unretirement. Why? Are you like a very decisive person? You don't ever change your mind? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no takebacks. You quit, you quit.
Okay.
Like, move on.
I
Looking
don't
back
actually
does nothing
I don't
good.
actually believe you. I don't think I believe you.
I think if Matt doesn't do the dishes one more time, she might take back the
Ari,
marriage, though.
Under this logic, Ari, shouldn't you still be
I'll
Pratt and Whitney?
unretired my singleness.
Why aren't you still at Pratt and Whitney?
I'm not. I quit. You think I'm going
Why?
back?
Why'd you
Because
change your mind?
What do you mean I changed? I didn't change
I
my
mean, they
mind.
wouldn't have hired you. They're looking for someone that could groom long term to become an executive or board member.
That's
Why
not
would
what
you change your
unretiring
mind?
means.
Yes, unretiring is when you do a thing, then quit the thing, then go back to the thing.
No, Bob
Ari's not
Iger
doing that.
is going to work at an NFT company. How dare you?
He's working with
disparage him?
all the same people he worked with at Disney. And and it was like your personal
Avatar
avatar
company.
fantasy. It was like
Yeah.
their headline.
Emma, you have a vote here. Who's your asshole of the week?
I once again think I'm
I
gonna
agree with Ari. I think that it is
You
unretirement.
guys always agree. Always
You don't get to
Well,
have
group thing.
retirement
parties. Do you think they've had?
between seriously. Like it's like how I
True.
Well, Bob's had like 40. Yeah.
you know like
Attention
Unless you're my really
hogs.
close friend, one wedding present, I will take one flight.
I will go to one wedding.
You do not get another
One. I be sad
Well, that's
about
true. I agree with
retirement.
that. I agree with that. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
disagree.
when I become governor, yeah.
I disagree.
A woke company
Emma
Cookie
delay
beer,
alert.
and
I feel like that I use a lot that gets
Thrown down.
very
I don't think we should be abandoning
the
no money or power or influence
to like die without abortion.
I'm sorry.
or abortion access.
No, I'm sorry. The people in Texas voted for the jackasses
That is true.
who make these laws. It's
And
not
I'm
all
once
the
again going
people,
to
but if you're a person,
education and economic status
know
is
enough
to
by
blame
now?
for that. Like people's fault.
Well, but that's not
I
true though,
can't.
Emma. So let's take Ted Cruz as an example. I don't want to make this a political show, but so
Ugh.
he wins the first time. He spends time as a senator, but then the people have a chance to look at what he's done and accomplished, and then make another decision on his reelection. It has nothing to do with education, does it? I mean, just paying attention.
look, if
I mean, at that point, don't you know the politics of who you're voting for again? I don't understand. You're forgiving people because they didn't pay attention in science and fourth
But
grade?
I'm not.
I don't
I'm also
understand.
not. I'm not talking about the people. Yeah.
Well, this is Emma Delay lurking, so we've got to be careful about engaging her in conversation. Yeah.
Is that
Moving to California,
not exercising your power in the community
I don't want to do that.
and you have relied on
on to build your business feels
like that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I disagree. I think we're past that. If you are an island of disagreement in an ocean of people who want like the opposite of what you want, you don't have to stay there. I don't. I think, and I'm talking mostly to like the people who disagree. They're not the ones who necessarily elected those people. Then don't be there anymore. Like if the companies all disagree with the the elected officials, then they don't have to be there. They can choose. Guess what? There's a lot of places. We talk all about globalization. You can go anywhere in the world now, and yet somehow we end up in Texas and Florida. Why are we even there?
Okay, Anderson Cooper. All right, that was the Anderson Cooper show. That's it. That's all we have for today. All right. Here's my vote. First of all, I can't vote for robots because motorcycle maker Kawasaki created a rideable electric goat.
Right? Cool, right?
Like, what's better than that? I mean, sorry, Matt.
That's
but that
what I'm
can't be-
saying. A goat's not
that
going to
can't
take
be-
over the world.
That's one of my favorite things ever. That can't be an asshole. I don't want to agree with Emma and Ari, so I'm having a hard time with the unretirement. I'm just sick of agreeing with them all the time. And I Tom Brady, I still love Tom Brady. Howard Schultz is a big asshole this week. This is a tough one. I'm just gonna. I like this conversation about woke company Kabuki Theater because I am also sick of like pausing and hedging and PR greenwashing. I think I appreciate your point of view, Emma, but I think there's a sort of a bigger story here we're missing, which is that that companies they're now like officially using statements to push some I don't know, some advantage in the market. I don't know what they're doing, but it's clearly not authentic. It's not genuine. So I think that to Matt's point, like either just put up or shut up. I mean, don't be in the middle. So I think that the middle is what's like creating apathy in general. Because it's like that's my problem. Is that I don't know what the fuck Disney thinks. Like that's I don't know what like really like I'd rather they just be like screw gay people. Like we're here to make money off of shitty rides. Than to be like. It's like
that's
I don't
my
know. Like they have
dream.
they have one foot in the tepid alligator infested waters. I just don't know what the fuck's going on. Just like be real about something. I don't
That's
know.
my
That's how I
dream.
feel.
My dream is the first company statement that says, actually, we sort of hate gays. So
Well, they don't or it's just say they could just be
That would
honest.
be
Like, we don't
great.
care because he didn't care to begin with. He didn't because this is a kind of a moment, a legislative moment in a state that you make a lot of revenue in. That you should have an immediate opinion on it. I mean, this is not like permanent daylight savings time. This is pretty massive as things go in our culture. So clearly, Bald Bob Chapek does not care because they did not weigh in on this. So like, just come forward with that. Like, we don't care. We make shitty movies. We're trying to distract you from the real problems in the world, and that's what we do good here. So just let us do it. I mean. It just feels
I
more
agree with
honest. Anyway,
Damien.
I don't even know what my vote is.
that
my
was
vote is,
Pod Save
my vote's
America
woke
podcast. And let's get back to
let's get
business
off of
pants.
this. Woke Kabuki Theater. Okay, I guess on retirement's a winner. Let's move on to Goodliest of the Week. Ari, come on, bail us out.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
getting
All
bogged
right.
down. Yeah, come on.
Wow.
Here we
Ari's coming in hot.
go. The youth. I always like talking about youth.
Yeah, the children are
Utah.
our future. Ari
The
always says
children are the future. And Utah children filed a lawsuit on Tuesday in Salt Lake City over fossil fuel friendly policies that their state has been doing for, well, a long time, and they're still doing.
that. Utah
They
children. Sounds creepy. Yeah.
Well, don't make it creepy. There's a lot of children in Utah, right? Anyway, they say they're fueling climate change and poor air quality and creating an environment that violates their state constitutional rights to life, health, and safety. How about that?
I love it.
Yeah.
It happened on Australia already.
Yes, and in Portugal.
I don't mean to pod save America again, but hey, Utah children, tell your stupid parents to not rubber stamp every single Republican that comes out of your state. For decades. Like that's
That
all
always
you do.
works when a 9-year-old tells their parents not to do something.
Yeah, tell your parents something
I hear that works
because
a
you're not
lot.
going to get anywhere. Anyway, I don't. Okay, forget the political.
So-
Go ahead, Ari.
I just like that they are, using
I like it too.
the law.
Yeah.
And they're claiming, the constitutional rights to life, health, and safety. I like the 3.
Yeah, it would have
Sounds
sucked
like-
if it was just life and safety. No one cares. About
Right. All right, number 2, talking about Starbucks again. Guess what brilliant idea Starbucks
Oh,
got?
no. You're supporting Starbucks. How dare
They're
you?
going
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
be using. They're going to pilot programs for customers to bring in their own mugs and use their own mugs.
Again, haven't they been talking about this for 20
Groundbreaking.
years?
Well,
Okay.
by the end of 2023, customers will be able to
Uh-huh.
use their own cups at U.S. and Canada locations, in store and drive-through,
Unless-
and mobile orders.
There should be an asterisk there, unless the pandemic picks up again, in which case they'll get
wait.
rid of that.
2023? What takes so long? Like why? You know how long it
That's
takes
true,
me to
man. I
bring
can
a
get my
mug
mug
to
to Starbucks in like 8 minutes. It'd take me 8
I'm,
minutes.
I'm a 6-minute drive to a Starbucks.
Yeah.
I got a mug right here. Why does it take till 2023 for them
Not
to
to mention,
fill it
Ari,
for me?
Ari,
Maybe
and I don't
maybe
wanna
they'll
crap.
think by then the pandemic will be over.
And Ari, I don't mean to crap on your Starbucks story.
Crap on it.
Although I want to crap on it because Starbucks just fired its CEO because they want to bring in a more of a union busting CEO in. But to Matt's point, every single coffee place lets you do this. So what is taking every single coffee place I can think of?
Is that
in
true,
Portland, Maine,
Davian?
You can
Is
bring
it
in
because
your
you
mug.
live in a cool place? Because I don't
No.
see that being a thing.
I've been to your cool coffee place by your house. It's called like Mad Dog Coffee or Raw Dog
He
or
was
something
Rebel
like that.
Dog. Yeah,
Rebel Dog. You can bring your own travel mug. Come on, they're not idiots.
Can you?
I could bring a travel like 10-gallon drum. And
Oh
fill
my
it up
gosh.
for me
You
every-
could cup
Matt,
your hand
you
into
go
a
to
bowl
Starbucks
before the coffee
3
into
times
there.
a week. Why don't you bring
No,
your own mug?
once. Because they won't take it because it takes them until 2023 to figure out how to use a fire hose to shoot coffee into my mug.
All right, I don't want to
apparently.
crap on it on Ari's Goodliest story. What's your next Goodliest story, Ari? Go ahead.
All right, last one. GE CEO Larry Culp agrees to pay cut after shareholders vote
Interesting.
against board's compensation practices.
Wait, agrees after the vote. Okay, I got it.
Well, just because they vote one way doesn't mean they have to do anything about it,
It's
right?
true. You're right because they're not binding those stupid votes as much
Right,
as they should be. Yeah,
so-
go ahead, Ari. I want to hear about that.
Almost 60% of shareholders voted against
Nice.
the compensation package that was supposedly
Stay on
tied to performance, even though GE has not been performing as well as its peers,
Right.
according to the news.
Okay.
So I think this is great. Now he only gets $5 million instead of $15 million. That's pretty great.
So what
Right?
did he specifically? So what is he specifically reducing his stock, the stock package? Did it say specifically what he's going to do?
His award stuff, his
award
equity award.
So he's
things.
reducing the size of his equity package, and this is already. When was this vote? Do you know?
What?
Okay, forget it. Okay, I like it though. I like it.
Jeez.
That does sound good. Anytime I say on pay, actually they vote no, and the company listens. I guess is a victory, right? It's good. I mean, that's what they're there for.
This is good news. This
Yeah,
millionaire
alright.
guy gets 10 fewer million.
That doesn't make me feel good. All right.
I'm
Before
kidding.
we vote,
Yeah.
I have a
Oh,
quick score update here. In the Shopify versus Facebook game, which is a 1v8, right? Oh, there's the music.
Now I'm listening.
Meta versus Shopify is way too close to call. Shopify actually
Ooh.
announced they made a pledge to be the first buyer of Warren Buffett's wind project in Alberta. So Shopify is pledging to in an effort to take the lead. But at the same time, Facebook countered with a 24-hour suspension of Kanye on Instagram because he's harassing his ex-wife. They're trying to one-up Shopify's announcement. Right now, Shopify stock is way outperforming Facebook, though, so that may end up being the tiebreaker. But right now, I can say it's too close to call. It's an exciting game.
And this would be a bracket busting upset for many of our players because nobody picked Shopify. I mean, it was really the second least popular pick on the whole board was Shopify.
Not only that, but Meta ended up in at least, 18% of the finals. So nearly 1 in 5 choosers had Meta in the final. This is a big, big matchup. Okay. We'll have more coming soon.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Matt. Who wants to vote? Goodliest of the week. Emma, why don't you go first?
So good news this week, people. Good news.
Yeah.
Yes. This was good news.
It feels hard to go
than the Utah children.
Just nothing better than
children are our future. Yes.
Correct.
Like that's just such a bad look.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Love it.
Let me tell you this. I'm gonna weigh in here. Starbucks, get over it. GE, I gotta be honest. The corporate governance nerd in me, I gotta look into what he actually agreed to do a little bit more before I'm gonna get behind this because I don't know if I'm buying it. Utah children. Here's the exciting part, Matt. Ages 9 to 18. Officially, at that age, they can talk about their gayness, right? In Florida, at age 9. Although they're in a Mormon state, so gayness is frowned upon. It's confusing.
9 to
this
10.
one.
9 to 10.
So they can't be gay, but you can't really be gay in Utah.
No,
it's confused. I'm just confused by this, but I'm going to agree. The children are our future. Even the gay children, they're our future. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's a sweep. It's the Utah children. I'm not going to say the gay children. I'm going to say the Utah children.
Moving on, Emma, come on. What are you upset about this week? Come on, tell us.
Okay. To irritatingest of the week
with me, Emma Lurking. Here is your first headline.
That is irritating this week. Wells Fargo lifted 20% to $24.5 million last year.
Yes.
Ooh.
Wow. That is irritating.
Isn't it?
And my irritation is
explained very well by
another head we covered. Wells Fargo rejected half its black applicants in
mortgage refinancing.
Boom. I bet that they think that he meant too. Great. I'm so happy that he's doing such good things and getting a raise for it. Charles Scharf. Amazing. This executive is trying to meetings to the metaverse. So there is a woman who works for a metaversian who is scheduling every single one in the metaverse. A couple of
kind of like that.
The goggles, the hurt after wearing them for more than 3 hours. Great. She used the word democratizing to explain what are a good thing, and that's an automatic thumbs down for me. It's the verbal equivalent of nails on a chalkboard. Don't tell me that something's democratizing.
Okay.
Already racism reported. Great. Thank you. Number 3. Let's do this today. Number 3. Kanye nemesis Pete Davidson out of Blue Origin space.
What?
Whoa!
That's great. Wait. Yeah.
This is. I need every single to just get out of my life. I'm not even irritated so much by the content of this, so much as that those things are in one headline. Things I don't want to hear about anymore. Pete Davidson, Blue Origin. Hear about any of it. And the situation is that apparently Pete can't make the new launch date. It was changed from the previous launch date.
Oh.
So Bloomberg Nemesis.
What could he be doing?
Davidson is a
Very busy guy already.
What do you have
all
to
over the
do
news.
that you don't like that you choose to keep doing that instead of going to space? That makes
Grow a
no sense.
conscience.
Something, I don't know.
Ooh, ouch.
And
Number 4,
finally, Stewart's
sympathy for big oil.
oil backlash.
So,
Hmm.
this one might be more disappointing than irritating, but
John Stewart,
LC
CEO, and said that we can't expect companies to
cut off their own revenue streams
and that we have together with
energy
companies. Just
wildly disappointing. And
this is coming
Mm-hmm.
yells at Congress and called Carl a dick to his face. It is very
irritating.
nice to oil companies.
John Stewart, what happened?
That one's wrong.
Matt's gonna weigh in. Go ahead. Matt. What's your vote?
I think actually John Stewart tends to be generally reasonable. I don't have a problem with it until we all stop
Which is
using
why it's
cars and
irritating that he's
iPhones and
saying-
plastic. It's fine. I'm actually having a hard time with the other three. You picked
Yeah.
3 of the most irritating stories of the year so far.
Really?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, on the back of news that they're discriminating against black applicants, Wells Fargo is increasing their CEO pay.
That's gotta be the winner. Come on.
It's irritating on its face. But metaverse is basically catnip for me. And any executive who thinks it's a good idea to maybe enter the metaverse for all their meetings, honestly, needs to go spend some time in the metaverse where it's a racist, sexist hellhole. And I do agree, not with the content, but once Emma described the actual headline itself, the use of Kanye nemesis Pete Davidson as the phrase, like Pete Davidson isn't identified as Kanye nemesis.
I guess
The
he is
only
now.
reason why you do that is
That
because
would be
Kanye's in the
Taylor
news.
Swift.
You only do that because
clickbait.
Kanye is in the news to clickbait it. That's the irritating part. It isn't any of the other parts. It's Kanye nemesis Pete Davidson. But I think I have to go with Wells Fargo's CEO. I mean, there's not, it's really hard. That is, those 2 announcements back to back make that the most irritating.
I'll say this. I don't get why a meeting in the metaverse is so bad. I don't get that. And if your meeting is 3 hours long, it's too long. So you shouldn't have the goggles on that long. I don't know.
Her
It's back to
employees,
back.
They
meetings.
must be irritated.
I mean,
Imagine if we had to have all of our.
our meetings.
Can you imagine?
I would love it. Emma, you've never worked for a big soulless S&P
hate
500
it.
company. I would have done anything to make those meetings different. Let's just say that. I'll be diplomatic. Anything to make them spicier. I would have gone on the metaverse for that.
Great. I don't know.
I don't want to vote for the Pete Davidson story just because I don't want to give them a vote. But I'm still mad about the original premise that Bezos is just wasting his life by hanging out with celebrities. I just find the whole thing to be distasteful. But I agree with you, Matt. Like, I actually kind of like Pete Davidson. I don't the way that they're now using Kanye nemesis as an adjective is ridiculous. But I don't really care
absurd.
either way. John Stewart. I mean, I gotta say this. John Stewart came along at a time where we all needed an antidote to George W. Bush, and he didn't create the show. He took over a show called The Daily Show, and he seized upon a political moment and got a lot of attention because of it. He's a talented guy, but he's no liberal hero. I don't know. I don't really understand the way we describe him. He's not an actual like true left activist. I mean, does this really surprise you? Is he some kind of Jesus figure when it comes to
He's no
the right
Howard
and wrong?
Schultz.
I think that's
Part of the
I-
part of the irritation factor for me is
that he's very much put up on,
Yeah.
progress. And then when he
does something disappointing.
people are shocked, and they shouldn't.
Well, look,
Irritating to me that people are so blown away by this.
to be fair to John, I don't. There's a part of me that agrees with certain elements in the sense that I don't think that like pulling the plug on a company is a solution. Like there are a lot of stakeholders at these big oil companies. It's not just the executives and the ownership. and I don't frankly believe in just pure divestment in the sense that why can't we? The better solution would be to push these companies into investing in a future of renewable energy as opposed to. I mean, I certainly want them to stop using oil, but to just automatically kill the company, I think it's just a bit more nuanced than that. But
I hate
I
to
didn't hear the interview,
interrupt.
so I'm guessing the interview was nuanced, and this headline is misleading. But I don't know. I didn't hear the interview.
I hate to interrupt, but I have a little bit more breaking news
Oh,
before we
go.
round out. It looks like Snap. It's awesome. It looks like Snapchat thought it could pull away early by its CEO Evan Spiegel had announced that their platform have a responsibility to self-regulate their content. He basically was saying that we need to be regulating the content on here and take responsibility for it, which is unique in social media. They thought they could pull away early, and then just a few days ago, Microsoft updated its sustainability, its carbon commitment. It said it was increasing its internal carbon price by 600% in order to meet its carbon targets, and the stock is underperforming. Microsoft is pulling away with it now.
Whoa.
It's a little too early to say, but it looks like that the normie choice of Snapchat is about to go down the drain. The number 3 Microsoft is looking poised to take Snapchat out.
I'll remind you that Microsoft is a 3 seed, people. So
it was not seeded improperly.
Thank you, Matthew Mascardi. I will quickly end my boring thoughts and just say I of course agree with Matt. Wells Fargo by far. Charles Scharf should be out of a job, and maybe this is another instance of where we talk about things where we focus our hatred. Maybe he will be out of a job soon. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
I don't know. But yeah,
Ari,
far
you're
and
just
away.
gonna agree with us. Ari,
well, yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah. All right.
That's it, Ari. That's horrible.
Let's attempt to wrap up this show. Can we get in under an hour? Quickly, who won the week? Anybody?
Howard Schultz. Howard Schultz won the week.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Who? Who's next?
Emma. Emma's next. Emma, who won the week?
I think that Pete Davidson's week.
What does that even mean?
It's true.
It's true.
When you somehow
Client's name in a headline that consists of
Kanye space flight, I feel like the publicist is like
having a great week.
I guess, but I don't think the publicist did anything. I mean, I know too much about this, but he's happened to be dating. He happened to be dating the most popular celebrity in the world. He's on the most popular, pop culture comedy show in the world.
SNL hasn't been the most popular for
okay, but you know what I'm saying. Like, this guy's already
still
famous.
2001.
Jeff Bezos invited him to go up in the rocket ship. The publicist.
Of why?
You know what? Why do I?
And you know he didn't invite me.
With Emma anymore. Why do I engage with Emma Delay Lurking anymore? I got to stop talking to Emma. It's making me crazy. You're who won the week.
You're wrong, Damien.
You're wrong. My who won the week, because there's a big blank in front of Ari's name, so I don't know if she has one. Mine is there's a character named Kyle. Yeah, there's and he. I was looking at the brackets, and I'm saying that Kyle won the week because he's the only one to pick the 2 pandemic darling companies that nobody cares about anymore in his final 4, and that's Zoom and Robinhood. And I was thinking, I like that. Like, these were the two favorites that everybody loved during the pandemic. So I just like where he's going with that. Everybody hates them now. Nobody cares. I think he might be honest tonight. I'm gonna say Kyle won the week, whoever Kyle is.
Whoever Kyle is.
Character.
Ari, do you have a winner of the week?
I don't.
Okay, I like it.
No one won the week.
Predictions.
Predictions.
Emma's back in Pete Davidson land. She can't quit. All right, tell us your stupid prediction, Emma. Come on, go ahead.
My prediction is that Kanye
Davidson's seat on the Blue Origin flight.
Ooh, I like that.
Wow, that is the
Oh,
best prediction.
ever!
That probably will happen.
Kanye's
will happen.
publicist needs, like, if she or he hasn't started on this, they're
I'm
too
thinking like
late.
a publicist. I
What?
have plans for both PJ and Kanye. Don't
I hate to keep this conversation in this lane, Matt. But why did who suspended Kanye's social media use? Meta?
Instagram.
Why?
Zuckerberg, because
Why?
he was harassing Kim Kardashian for
That's
like
it?
months.
Isn't the whole platform, isn't social media all harassment?
Well, he also only got his
because
account
famous people
suspended for
harassing each other.
24 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when it
My-
matters, Damien.
My
Yeah,
boring
we're in the same
prediction,
field.
which I talked about yesterday, I think, is I'm staying in the Melody Hobson will be the CEO of Starbucks camp. I'm going to stay right there because, as we pointed out months ago, Melody Hobson has a lot of good anti-union in her background, so I'm full in on this. Starbucks is the only company with a black woman as a chair and a black woman as a CEO. I'm staying right there, staying there. I think, unlike Matt, I think Schultz is actually gonna. I think he'll stick around for a little while in terms of. I think he will bounce. That's my prediction.
Mine is similar, but a little bit further off. I am predicting that Wells Fargo
Ooh,
adds Shaquille O'Neal to their board to deal with
Actually,
being racist.
I could. You know what? Oddly, Matt, I know you're kind of kidding, but I could see it. I could actually see it
can see it.
happening. Although,
I-
Matt, Papa John's, as we pointed out, like the only American company seems to be, other than the Coke Industries, not Coca-Cola, but Coke Industries, KOCH. The only company staying in operation in Russia is Papa John's, where Shaq sits on the board. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't think about that because I don't care. I do know that Wells Fargo just added this year Felicia Norwood to the board, who is a black woman. So
Okay.
they're on the path towards recognizing their racism by adding token black people to the
Well,
board. So I think
I'm gonna
Shaquille's
give you-
next.
Look, this is a great prediction, and if that happens, you're gonna get like your predictor of the century. But even if the next director is a black person, I'm still gonna give you a point for this prediction. I like that. I know, I do like that one. Ari, again,
Yeah,
blank in this
I got one.
category.
No, dude.
Yo, well, you got one. Yeah.
Twitter and downvotes. I
What?
think it's going to be great.
Oh, Twitter's adding downvotes?
It already
like
did.
Reddit. They're ripping off Reddit. Okay, so
They
so
are?
your prediction is that it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really, I think it's going to help with harassment.
Help, like more harassment. You mean?
Like aid
Right?
harassers.
Why wouldn't it just make the harassment more fun?
What? Because now you're I guess trolls, you can get voted up if
I will
a
say
bunch
this,
of trolls. I didn't
The
think about
only
it that
social
way,
media-
Damien. I was like, yeah, now we can downvote all the mean people.
The only
But
social
mean
media I
people
ever
can
look at-
upvote.
That's what I'm saying, though. The only social media I
Wait,
ever look at.
there are no
is-
upvotes. It's just down. You can only go down.
Oh, you can't do upvotes.
No. See, you're messing with
Oh.
me with your Reddit comparison. It's
No,
not.
I didn't know. I'm not messing with you. I literally do not care about Twitter.
Well, you
So I'm
should,
not-
because
I'm not messing with you. Because I think I'm living in the delay vortex here conversationally. I'm just gonna say that's all I got for the show.
Well, one last update if we want it here. It
Ooh,
looks
one more
like
time, maybe?
Activision is pulling away from McDonald's, particularly as we're seeing news that Activision Blizzard shareholder is suing over the Microsoft sale, and Microsoft wants a gender discrimination lawsuit dismissed. The expectation of immediate greenwash statements is really high, where McDonald's has successfully not pulled out of Russia and has said nothing about it. So it looks like Activision may pull away with this one. They're well underperforming. It's not looking good for McDonald's right now, and that's my last update.
Thank you for that, Matt. We'll we will go over those scores on Monday, I believe. Yeah.
We'll go over it on Monday. That's Damian Rollis and Ari the Data Queen and Emma lurking in some set of boxes everywhere. We are Free Float Media. If you like this was Business Pants Podcast. Go share it and rate it and some stuff. Otherwise, we'll be back on Monday with the scores from the first round of the March Sadness tournament, plus some news of the day. We'll talk to you then. Goodbye.